The Fauci saga just took another devastating turn. We now have his cell phone records. 34,000 texts. Senator Ron Johnson, chairman of the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, and Senator Rand Paul, chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, dropped the very first batch of text messages pulled directly off Anthony Fauci's own government-issued iPhone, the very phone he used while running the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases throughout the pandemic. And what that phone is revealing is shocking even some of Fauci's most ardent defenders. On January 25th, 2021, Fauci sat down and typed out a text message to CDC Director Rochelle Walensky and Surgeon General Vivek Murthy. Fauci wrote, quote, "I asked around a bit more and another issue came up that you need to be aware of. Since many people have significant cytokine storm and fever after the second dose, this theoretically could be associated with miscarriage in the first trimester." So here we have the nation's top infectious disease bureaucrat privately telling his own colleagues that the second dose of the COVID vaccine could theoretically cause miscarriages in pregnant women during their first trimester. Now, you may be curious what Rochelle Walensky, the head of the CDC, wrote back to him. She told Fauci that his concern was, quote, "definitely a good point, especially after dose 2. The WHO put out a very strong statement saying that they do not recommend Moderna in pregnant women. Even the World Health Organization had doubts serious enough to warn against the Moderna shot for pregnant women. All the while, Fauci and his surrogate legacy news media were deliberately mocking and marginalizing anyone who would even so much as hint that the vaccines had deleterious side effects. Who would have ever imagined that the vaccine hesitant and the WHO, the World Health Organization, would actually be on the same side of this? But here's where it gets truly evil. Just over a week later, on February 3rd, 2021, Anthony Fauci went in front of the cameras for a Journal of the American Medical Association live stream, and he told the entire country something completely different.
Since the EUA and under the EUA, approximately 20,000 pregnant women have been vaccinated with no red flags, as we say, and this is being monitored by the CDC and the FDA.
Central banks continue buying gold at record levels all over the world. Global debt continues to explode. Geopolitical tensions aren't going away. And if those trends haven't changed, then why would the case for owning physical gold and silver? That's one reason why I trust Augusta Precious Metals. So if you'd like to learn more, go to turleybuysgold.com or text Turley to 35052, that's 35052, and request Augusta's free guide. Click on that link below right now. So you just heard the good doctor, right? 20,000 pregnant women have been vaccinated. No red flags. No red flags whatsoever. That's what he told the American public just days after privately flagging exactly that risk to his own colleagues in writing.
An 82% miscarriage rate with women who got the injection in the first, second trimester. I mean, that is shocking. And they knew it. They knew it. They're not that stupid. They're just that devious.
As maddening as this is, the good news is that Fauci's day of reckoning does appear to be at hand.
You have the job that he once had. That puts pregnant women in a really bad position. You're withholding information from them, giving them a recommendation that could potentially harm their baby. I don't know the process when you're the director of something like the NIH, but if you have reservations, shouldn't the public know those reservations?
I mean, especially for something like the COVID shots, which were brand new back then. I mean, and Tony Fauci was a major figure in trying to get those COVID shots off, past the finish line. He owed the American public some transparency regarding his honest thoughts. Generally, it's the FDA that regulates products and checks for side effects and so on. The NIH develops the science that produces the new vaccines. There's usually like one lane and another lane. Tony Fauci, in some sense, was out of his lane, push and then use that power to tell the American one thing when he really thought another.